Hey guys, so there are some kind of strange coincidences in association with this vision that I uploaded on the 15th, the night of the 15th. I had a vision that there were angels hanging onto ropes that were hanging out of helicopters, and they were all over the world, and these angels were holding people, and they were getting ready to leave. All of the helicopters were about to leave the earth, representing the rapture. To me, it represented the rapture. But then the very, very next day, this helicopter crashed in London. And let me just play a little bit of this for you.
The morning rush hour in London was anything but routine Wednesday morning. A helicopter crashed into a crane, then fell onto a crowded street, killing 2 people and injuring 13.
Okay, something that I just noticed is that I also had a vision last night of where Jesus was showing me the constellation Orion. And if you go watch that other video that I uploaded, or that I'm about to upload, um, it shows the arm of Orion, and the way that it's formed, the way that the constellation is formed, is that for some reason it has these 2 lines. Instead of just one line representing the arm, it has 2 lines. And so for some reason, when I saw this crane, it suddenly hit me. Oh, that kind of looks like the arm of Orion. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there have been a lot of crane incidents lately, like that. Remember the crane in Hurricane Sandy? And then I'm pretty sure there was another crane incident somewhere recently, and then now this. I don't know. I have no idea what it means, except that in that vision that he was showing me, he had a rolled up newspaper in his right hand, and he was holding it up like the arm of Orion. You can go watch that vision to understand what I'm saying. But to me, a rolled up newspaper represents fire, starting a fire. And I don't know. This stuff is beyond me. I can't understand what's going on. But let me go ahead and play some more of this for you.
13. Matt Harverson shot video on his cell phone that shows how perilously close the burning debris was to bystanders who were on the ground. He feared the worst as he heard the explosion.
We just heard an explosion. It sounded like a fighter plane flying over, and we just heard a loud explosion.
So the other thing I noticed is that this building back here looks similar to the drawings that you see of the One World Trade Center, how it's going to look. So that was kind of, I don't know, interesting. But there's more. Just play the rest.
We thought it'd be a terrorist attack.
Police say the pilot is one of those killed in the crash, which was a short distance from a busy underground train station by the Thames River.
At this stage, what we believe has happened is that a commercial helicopter on a scheduled flight has collided with a crane on top of a building under construction in 9 Elms Road, Southwest 8.
Okay, did you notice that he said 9 Elms Road, as in Elm Street, as in Nightmare on Elm Street, as in Dreamscape torture? I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. But I just wanted to share it with you because I just thought it was so... It's just coincidental, I guess. It's just a weird coincidence, maybe, that this happened the day after I uploaded this vision about the helicopters. I guess it's just coincidence. I don't know, but I just wanted to share it with you. So the other thing about this vision was that Jesus had shown me a deck to choose from, some cards in his hand, and the first card I chose was a black 5, and it looked like a 5 of spades. And then the next card that I chose was a red ace, and it looked like the ace of diamonds. So then somebody sent me a link to Wikipedia, to this right here. And I was kind of looking at it thinking, oh, okay, there's some squadron called the Black Aces, except that, that's interesting, except that in my vision it was a red ace. And so I'm just kind of looking at it. And then I noticed this 41, and I thought, oh, what does the 41 mean? And then I realized 4 plus 1 equals 5. So this is actually a 5 of spades, which is what he showed me. So then I kind of started freaking out. And then I noticed this red stripe and the fact that it was an ace as well. So it was a 5 of spades and an ace with this red stripe. And I'm thinking, oh, wow, this is way too coincidental for me, because I saw a 5 of spades and an ace of diamonds. So that really got my attention. So I'm looking down here, and I'm just kind of scrolling down, and I'm really just glancing at this stuff because I don't know anything about the military. I don't know anything about planes. And I'm looking at the pictures, and then I noticed this. And I can tell you that although I don't know anything about planes and I don't know anything about the military, I personally have watched every single episode of Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Voyager. That this is the first thing. When I saw this, I immediately thought of Star Trek. So I realized that the USS Enterprise is an actual ship. But for me, this was the first thing that I thought of, the USS Enterprise on the television series Star Trek. And so for me, this just blew me away. And I don't know, I can tell you that I've often wondered if the Rapture will be anything like Star Trek, like just being beamed off the planet all at once. And for me, it's like he's confirming for me with this vision that he showed me. It's like he's confirming or something. I don't really know, but I just know that's what it meant for me. As soon as I saw that picture, that was the only thing out of everything on the Wikipedia site having to do with this. That was the only thing that meant anything to me, and it just blew me away. Anyway, so I want to share with you another vision that he showed me that I saw 2 nights ago, and it was the first thing that I saw him take a little tiny pill bottle and pour out one pill in his hand, and then he held out his right palm. And in his right palm was a white pill. And immediately I associated that with the movie The Matrix, in the scene where Morpheus says to Neo, you can either take the red pill or the blue pill. Except that in my vision, Jesus was showing me a white pill. And so I thought, well, what does the white pill represent? And for me, my first thought was that it represents cleansing, because we're told that once we're raptured, as soon as we go to heaven, we'll be cleansed, and then we put on a white garment to represent that we've been cleansed. And so it was like he was offering me the cleanse pill, like saying, do you want to be cleansed? And for me, it was a no-brainer, of course. I was like, of course, I want to be cleansed. So I took it, and then as soon as I took it, I was in this spiral going upward, and I saw over to my left. As soon as that happened, I saw over to my left this pack of dogs snarling and barking. And then over to my right, I saw down on the ground a person suddenly wake up. And then I had this understanding that when the rapture happens, the people that are left behind, there are going to be some people that know that it happened, except they're not going to see it as the rapture. They're not going to see it as Christ taking his people off the planet. They're going to see it as like an alien abduction or something like that. And then that is going to be like the catalyst for them to start forming groups to wage a war against Christ. And it says in the Bible that all the kings of the earth come against Christ in this great war. So that was kind of interesting. And then he came over to me again from in a different area, and he again showed the white pill in his right hand and the blue pill in his left hand. And I was trying to remember from the movie The Matrix, what did the blue pill represent? And it represented going back to sleep. So Jesus was basically showing, okay, you have a choice. You can either take the white pill and be cleansed by me, or you can take the blue pill and go back to sleep. And he kept alternating between his hands, showing it's your choice. It's your choice. And I felt that he wasn't necessarily saying it to me, but that he wanted me to say this to everybody else, kind of thing, because I already took the white pill and I knew that. Because then he opened up the white pill and he poured the powder out on my palm, and then he tasted the powder and it was bitter. Like he made a grimace, sour face that represented to me that it tasted bitter. And my first thought was, okay, why is he showing that? And then it made sense to me. Oh, he's explaining to me that, okay, you can take the white pill and be cleansed by me, but it's not going to be easy. You know, it's going to taste bitter and it's going to be painful. And I can speak from my own experience that there are a lot of people right now that are going through extreme persecution, and it's because they took the cleanse pill. Maybe they didn't know that they were choosing that path, but they did choose that path, and that's why they're being persecuted. And I mean, the Bible says that if you take that, I mean, it says that if you choose that path, you're going to be persecuted. And it also says that if you're being persecuted now, to rejoice, because you are one of the people that's going to be hanging with Jesus. And so when this big event happens, you'll be in a safe place with Jesus. So rejoice if you're going through persecution. And if you're not going through persecution, woe unto you, because that means you're going to have to be going through this other very intensive persecution that's going to last a short period of time, but it's going to be more intense. So that was just my understanding of all of it. But then I wanted to share with you this other thing that he showed me last night. And that was, you know how people will motion with their palms, talking, like people talking? And he was doing that around his ears with both of his hands, like motioning, talking, all this talking around his ears. And I understood that immediately, what that meant. And then he picked up some earplugs and he put the earplugs in his ears. And then he pointed to his forehead, and then he pointed to his heart, and then he made a motion with his hands like pray, pray. And then he took my hand and he put it on his heart. For a long time he had my hand on his heart, as if to say, don't listen to other people, pray, and pray with your heart, and reach for my heart. Reach for my heart is like what he was saying, to reach for him with your heart, to reach for his heart, like it's something in the heart. And I'm running out of time. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope you're doing okay. I'll talk to you later. Bye.